Welcome back, guys. Let's jump in. Keep listening. Okay, so I liked your example that you gave about long distance, and what I want to now ask is, what do we then think about vacations? So, should couples go on holiday together if you're still dating?
Unmarried.
Yeah. That's a deep one.
It's a deep one, but I also think it's a contextual and subjective one because it depends on your relationship. I mean, when you say vacation, you can go to Blackpool. That's vacation.
No, this one is like.
But we talk about flying on a plane.
No, even if you don't, like, if you're staying over.
Yeah.
There's
it's a subjective one because for me personally, I never wanted to travel with any of my girlfriends until I got married. So one of the things that I always told my wife is that I always wanted to have an experience with her that I can't relate to any other relationship. So I wanted to be in our relationship, present in the moment, not feeling like, oh, I remember when I went on a holiday with this other person and that. And I stood my word, and I made sure that happened. That the first person I ever flew on a plane with to travel, but actually, first person I ever flew on a plane with was when we were even dating. We went to Ivory Coast to visit my parents, but that's because I knew I was getting married to her.
Yeah.
So that was probably our first vacation, if you want to call it that. But
obviously there were other people there, so it wasn't really.
It wasn't
really.
So it wasn't really a vacation. First time we went on a vacation really was our honeymoon. If you want to call it that. I think I wouldn't say you shouldn't or you should. I actually wouldn't give you that. I wouldn't say that. I would say it's, as I said, subjective to what you feel and the kind of memories you want to create. If you feel like you're in a place whereby you know this relationship is going towards marriage and you know you're in a comfortable emotional structure in the relationship, I see no reason why you can't go on a holiday. But then on the same hand, make sure you're not, because I always say more than anything else when I tell the youth even when they talk about relationships and stuff, is protect your heart. Protect your heart, and your mind is it's like a hard drive. Whatever you store in there, it would regurgitate it whenever, even in your relationship, even in marriage, things from the past.
Very true. Wow.
They keep coming back. They come back and it's there, and you're like, why am I thinking of this person or what's going on? Like, you wake up like, what kind of dream was that? And it's just real. It's real.
So, spirit.
It's happened time. Anyway, though. So I would say it's subjective, but be very careful with your heart as best as you can. Because whatever memories you create with any relationship, and if it doesn't become what it should become,
because there's always that risk because you're not married. So
you're stuck with the memories. So that's mine.
Yeah.
So you guys doing long distance? Have you been on holidays?
Well, we have. So maybe technically not holidays. We've just had to visit friends in other places.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just to give you some background. So each time she comes into Manchester, she doesn't even stay at my place. So that's our own way of putting in the boundaries.
Yeah. That's good.
But there have been a couple of trips where we couldn't just get separate places. We had to stay together. But I guess just also pointing back to what Babz said about being in a comfortable emotional structure, I think is quite vital. And it was vital for us because even when we stayed in the same room, when we slept off, we didn't even know when we slept off. We didn't, like I said, we didn't have to struggle with it because we had gone to a level where we just knew that this is something that's gonna happen when we're married, and so we've done some trips together to Northern Ireland, Belfast. We've done some trips from the US to other states, so from Maryland to Atlanta. I don't know. We've done some other trips like that. So that technically they're not. It's not like we just went there to go have fun. We went places where we went to visit people,
family, stuff like that.
And then we had to, stay in the same place. Yeah. So to answer that question, I don't think it's something that should be a yes or no answer because it has to be contextual, right?
Subjective to those
two
people in that relationship.
Yeah. I think
what you're comfortable, what you feel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're going for the purpose of, like honeymoon type. I mean, like, there's somebody I follow.
When you go to swimming pool,
There's somebody I follow on Instagram.
one-on-one.
Who is a friend, like an acquaintance from a long time ago, a lady, and I just saw a post recently where she was posting pictures of this person who, they apparently went to some island, maybe Maldives or something, and I know that they're not even engaged, right? So that's I think they're probably in a relationship where all of that doesn't matter. I mean, I can't make that assumption for them. But then for you to make that call, because it's a very serene and
and it's just
emotionally tested environment.
Oh yes.
When you're home, you're home.
That's even better than home. It's better than home.
Somebody's cooking for everyone.
You're carried home here.
I guess the thing with vacations, as it were, is that there's one side of it is like, you would want to build special memories with somebody that you care about and you love. Obviously, like you say, you're stuck with with those memories if you don't get married to them. On the other hand, is when you are in an environment that's holiday vibes. Generally, you're more chilled than you are like when you're at home, as it were, and you really do let your hair down in some extreme, like you just like nothing phases me in this phase. So already, and then you're then with somebody that you, like. I mean, some people will say that even if you can say, okay, yeah, we'll get separate rooms, but then really and truly, did you really come on holiday to be by yourself? Like,
like they said, they'll get separate hotels.
It's a level of I'll just stay a little bit more and like, it's like,
my room is cool.
Like, which kind of hotel did you go and get? So I think we get into that situation where you will give yourself excuses to want to stay with the person, which of course you love the person, you want to be with them, but then it's like, how can we then make it safe, I suppose, or then protect against, yes, we get to have fun and spend time together, but we're still protecting that value of our relationship, as it were.
Could you also could you do it like in groups? So like 2 couples, 3 couples, because that in itself could be like a protective kind of layer, because all the ladies could stay together, all the guys could stay together, but you still like hang out with each other. As a couple.
So I would want to say that there's a question about
I think that's
because we're very
question mark.
because we're very communal people. When you see people do certain things, so if these friends that you're talking about, this couple, are in a different kind of relationship than you are,
so you need to be
and they're expressing certain emotions where you are.
You two
Yeah.
want to
They are triggered.
you want to mirror their
You may not be planning it, but
so you need to go with people of like mind.
So when me and Babz went on honeymoon, we actually went to the Maldives. So basically obviously we're together, newly married, tired and stuff. There was this couple, right? This young couple, obviously we don't know if they're married or not or anything, but they were in Maldives, and all the time, like they're always together, lovey-dovey. I remember us looking with us that we just got married. We're like all over each other like this, and then we are carrying last so if we're not careful, every day we'll be looking at them like, how they can't hold me. Literally, and then I think I was like, the second to last time.
There are levels to this, guys. There are levels to this.
Yeah, so back to what you're saying, that if you're seeing that maybe that other friend couple and they are a bit more, because that's what they've decided to make their relationship to be like. Your body start doing you somehow that why are we like that?
Why am I not expressing it properly?
Why am I wasting money on it?
Can we express better? Let's win. We have to win.
Yeah, literally, we felt like we're on a competition.
Well, we're not winning. We're carrying last. That me.
But obviously, in that situation, we're married, so it's cool, and it's but if you were in a situation where you are just still freshly dated or recently engaged, all these things like that, you really need to check yourself and just be like, this is something that I want to do. Because when you say vacation though, is it like solely man and the girl and the boy, or like, because what you're suggesting as well is that if you're going groups, is that vacation? I don't know how this
is, but it's not, because you still have that accountability
and people are still around, innit?
Yeah. So, but two of you can still go off for your own,
I guess. Yeah.
So there's still, like, I mean, to be fair, if you wanted to do anything, you would do anything, whether there are people there or not. So,
true.
Quite frankly.
Although there are certain environments
that
that facilitate certain things, So I think it's just something people need to be conscious of. I would not recommend. And I'm saying this because I know that I've had exes that are similar to this, and it can be tempting. It can be a serious battle. Like,
definitely.
Yeah, really. There's nothing else to do. You're here. So
you don't have holiday. Perfect. No food to cook. Everybody's doing everything.
There's another
Your base is spice. That's right.
There's another theory as well that sometimes what you start off on vacation, controlled vacation, you could then finish off when you get back.
Take it home.
Yeah. The fact that it doesn't happen on the vacation.
Control vacation. I like that.
Larry's just giving us
Look, don't go on vacation. Go on a control vacation.
Done. Actually done.
Sometimes you could sow the seed right there in a very nice environment, and then and then it just comes back on you, right? So I mean, you don't leave your luggage when you got another day, you bring it back. Anything else?
Laolu's a lawyer. Just so everybody knows.
Measure one.
Oh, okay.
So that's my view on that one. But so it's always good to, but to be honest, I think sometimes it's good to experience some of this. Interestingly, so this is another confession right now. I love worship nights. And then sometimes I actually avoid having those moments with someone that I'm having a deep relationship with, because sometimes I find that it opens a particular aspect of me, and then if you share in that moment, and you guys are accidentally or intentionally holding holy hands together. I think I need to go back to Dami and Babz. You can easily create the vacation in a very
holy environment
you're not aware of, because like you relax, and also sometimes you're doing that as well. So it's just about being honest about it. Okay, we need to go to the doctor at this point. Like, this is something's about to start, and then just picking up a call and call one of your couple friends, Babz and Dami. We need to chat. We need to have this coffee right now.
Let's come to your home. Relax.
Because that was a difficult conversation, going like, oh yeah, I went to worship, but then another portal opened within my mind. No, not doing it. Then like, oh, you received the baptism of Satan there, but so it's just like,
and just something to draw attention to, and I think we've all touched on it somehow, is that transparency is very important as well. If you know yourself, you know that.
Know thyself.
So some people, even movies, can get them in the zone.
Definitely.
Just watching a scene on a movie can just change things in them. Let alone seeing blue waters and all everything calm.
Dolphins.
Wonderful sounds. And the birds chirping.
You know I'm walking.
So you need to know yourself, and you need to be. I feel that you hold it as a responsibility to the other party in the relationship to say, please, let's not go here. If we go here, you're not going to be able to You know?
Yeah.
Once we go
One
home.
way, there's no return.
Yeah, so I think that's quite crucial, and people should be able to know that it's important, because imagine somebody who's just starting a relationship and thinking, oh, this is a great guy, this, you know, I've done this before with my previous relationship. Why can't I just go on holiday with this guy? But this guy is different. This guy is somebody who he can't do that. He can't just afford to, you know, be in that kind of environment with somebody and not feel that way. And
or the other
way.
you know, there's a limit to how much you can say no, you know, in certain situations. So
I mean, the Bible says flee.
Yeah.
It doesn't say they speaking in tongues or anything. No,
Just around, man.
Fully done speaking in tongues. No worries.
So yeah. True.
No, that's good. I think so. For the last thing that Laolu said, he kind of raised something, which is, I guess, the hidden boundaries, I like to call them. Because when you say like something can start on a vacation, but then end at home, as it were, and I think sometimes it's you know, outside the vacation scenario, I think just being with this person, there's our emotions and everything that happens in our mental space and our emotional space. There's so much in there that it generates a lot of feelings, and it's like, okay, so now I've built up all these emotions, like, have I crossed the line? Like, because your mind can think like, you don't have to do anything, your mind could have done it all, and then, you know, like, at that point, like, how do you then safeguard if you like the boundaries in your mind, like, this is even before, if you like, it's been expressed, it's been acted out, like, because I think, like you were saying earlier, Babz, about guarding your heart, like, I think there's a lot in there that we actually need to start the protection from, not when you're then trying to be like, I really want to kiss this person but I don't, or like I really want to touch them but I don't. Like, I think it starts well before that. So
it starts way before that. Way before that. I think going back to something Laolu said, which I talked about earlier, is that you need to know where you are, and the people in relationship need to know that as well. Two people, you can't just make assumptions that, you know, this person is in that emotional state that is stable enough to experience some things without reacting appropriately, you know, for the lack of a better expression for that. I think one of the questions I try to ask myself when I begin to feel certain ways or think in certain ways is a couple of questions. So I'll just say them. So what have I been listening to? What have I been watching? Who have I been hanging around? And I think those questions help me to unveil the actual circumstance or the experiences that are triggering you know, these things for me. I think the best times of my life where I've been in the best emotional state have been when I've been around the people I'm most comfortable with, people, you know, we're of the same faith, people who believe what I believe, where I've sort of managed my exposure to TV and events or online, you know, and my worst states have been when I've listened to things that I shouldn't have listened to, or watched things I've, you know, maybe there are people in my life who, somehow I look up to, but they're doing certain things that in a way I'm beginning to feel acceptable, but I know that they're not really the best, you know. So I think those things are important when people begin to evaluate where they are, and because I agree with you, Jemimah, it is really dependent on where you are. Really, it starts way before that vacation. It starts way before you finding yourself there. You know, I think it's something that we may sort of look down on, but it's quite important, really. And everybody needs to, I know there's a lot of focus on mental health, but there's also, I think there should be more focus now on the mental state, really. Not really health. The state where you are mentally, the state, that point in time.
Before the health can then come.
Because an example is, I can be very happy this moment, and I can just go on social media and be exposed to some content, and then the next 5 minutes
alters your
because at that state it doesn't change me. I'm still who I am, right? But at that point in time, I can make a life-changing decision that can you know.
Yeah.
So the stage, I think, it's also very vital, and people need to talk about it in relationships.
Yeah. You mentioned something like you talked about media. Like media is so powerful. Like I'm the kind of person that music. Hey, I'll just listen to it. In fact, it's not like I'm even intentionally listening to the song. I just go to a shop. They're playing. He likes her. Or just some stupid like wow. I was just there, let's say for 5 minutes, and then later, hours later, I'm in my house. That he likes her. Would I be playing? From where? Like seriously. So each person like knowing themselves. So I really guard my ear gates when it comes to like music. I just like nah. So some songs that will be okay for some people. If it's feeling a bit sensual, I just switch it because I'm like, this one will not come and be fighting with me. Hours later in my home. I'm like, no. And
I just switch on this music in this shop. Oh no, you're off in my clothes.
That one is the
I'm rolling. I'm looking for onion.
But yeah, like personally, I just know myself. So I'm like music and the movies as well. But some people they're like, I can't watch anything. I'm like, why don't you? Right on. It's not like. But yeah, so knowing oneself. Guarding those gates, because I think that's another form of boundaries, because you don't just have boundaries between you and the person. You yourself. Yep. That's it.
Which is what I'm saying, I think, Jem, that question is a very crucial question, because it starts way before the act.
Even before the relationship.
Before the act. Way before it. Way before it.
And I think just to be aware that it's not necessarily a bad thing to have those feelings. It's normal.
That's what I say. It's human.
And don't feel guilty about it. And I think it's the fact that people sometimes we don't say, "Oh, can I be honest with this person? This is the way I'm feeling right now," which is probably why. In a way, it's been seen in a very bad light because it's the consequences that people tend to find out later on. When it started off, it could have been self-handled. But I hope eventually, as communities and stuff, we can begin to create this what's called circles where people can talk about these things.
I think a big thing, just to like add to what everybody's been speaking about. I think a big thing that is, I know that this question wasn't asked, but these are red flags when dating. In a sense, I'm just gonna take it away. Red flags when dating. So we're all talking about understanding ourselves. You need to find somebody who you can be comfortable exposing or being transparent about yourselves, your feelings, without feeling judged. That's the biggest thing. So the first thing is understanding yourself. And then if you say something about yourself, say for example, when me and Dan were dating, and the moment she told me, oh, I don't want to kiss because it might lead me down that route. The first thing I thought to myself was, for me, it was extreme. It was because I was like, so but if she kisses, that will take her down that road. I'm just gonna be very raunchy, like I just kiss, it's gonna take it there. But then I told myself and I said, but that's who she is, and she was so comfortable letting me know. You see what I'm saying? So that was a big green flag. It was like she's very comfortable.
Green flag. Can we think about the green flag? Come on.
You know what I mean? And she was able to tell me that, and I love what you just said. Don't feel guilty for what you feel. That's who you are. You're wired that way. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're in the shop, you hear music, you feel like taking off your clothes. That's who you are.
I don't like this. Please, I never said that. Disclaimer. Don't take off your clothes in the shop. They will send you out. Please.
But like own who you are, and if like something like you watch will trigger you off, and it carries on into marriage as well. So like in marriage, so say for example, there's something that Dami will be watching that is fine for her. I don't judge her on that because because it's my trigger, I'll be like, okay, it triggers me, so maybe I won't watch it, but she can watch it. It's not a problem with that. And the things that I'll listen to, she'll be like, what are you listening to? But I'm like, I can listen to it because it's not a trigger, but it might trigger her. You see what I'm saying? So it's
absolutely
understanding that, and then the more overlap you have, that's the better the relationship is. You see what I mean? So you see that something triggers her and it triggers you too. Yeah, that's beautiful because both of you know that you both have that value system that it wouldn't work. So I think more than anything else, in the singleness days, know yourself fully and know that you can't compromise on somebody who you would divulge that, and if they start feeling judged. Trust me, it doesn't change into marriage. Like, it's not saying marriage all of a sudden you'll be like, oh yeah, that's fine. No, it's probably just gonna get even worse. So I think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
No, that's big. You say I didn't ask that question, but actually one of my next questions is going to be like, when in a relationship can you be transparent about these things? Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. See you soon.